Welcome to a special episode of Tech Anatomy. Basel, a Swiss city where it rains regularly, and somehow 800 life sciences companies decided to build a future anyway. You walk along the Rhine and you see pharmaceutical headquarters next to biotech startups, next to university labs, all within a few kilometers. No one planned this. It just happened. And once it happened, everyone else moved there too. The question is, what makes Basel so attractive to this health tech environment?
So Basel has been known for many years as one of the hottest places for biotech. But biotech and life science are evolving constantly, and we see this layer of technology enabling the life science ecosystem becoming more predominantly. And Basel is just the perfect place to make it happen. We do have the life science companies, the large ones like the Roche and Novartis, but also the layer of mid-sized pharmas and biotechs that will be faster to adopt the technology. So on one side, you have a very high concentration of life science companies. It's more than 800 life science companies in a city of 200,000 people, right? It's the density of talent, the density of companies, it's unparalleled at a global scale. But you also have the proximity to other countries. We are in the border with France and Germany, so you have three large economies in the European region at 5-kilometer distance, and you're very well connected to other main hubs. Like Zurich is becoming an AI hotspot. It's less than an hour by train. There are thousands of people commuting daily. But diagnostics is now in a new era. We have the technology, we have the biomarkers, we have the ways of discovering diseases faster and earlier, and it's now a trend that we monitor closely.
What Ursula is describing is a feedback loop. You build something, you test it on a hospital 5 minutes away, you iterate, you improve, you test again. That proximity removes friction, and when friction is removed, innovation accelerates. That is not romantic, that is just how the system works.
We are coming from sleep research, and we have designed a product which you can basically take home without all the cablings around and measure your sleep. We are focusing on deep sleep. It's the phase of sleep where all the memory consolidation, detoxing of the body, and brain clearance happens. Our focus is on Parkinson patients. We stimulate the brain through sounds. It's called auditory stimulation. You don't hear the tone while you're sleeping. We have a platform where you can upload your data and have a look at it at the next morning. With this, we are hoping to bring non-invasive treatment to neurodegenerative diseases to everyone at home.
Romina's solving one problem: deep sleep in Parkinson's. Not Parkinson's overall, not sleep overall. One mechanism, one population, one measurable outcome. That specificity is what makes it testable. And what's testable can be improved.
At Dose, we recognize that drug delivery has been around for a very long while, and it's not really fit for purpose in the new age. At the moment, people take a drug and we have a peak of drug concentration and it drops off over time, and we have this peak trough effect. It's not the best way to maintain a therapeutic threshold. We have at Dose several different options from a clinical utility. We have a passive patch and we have active patches. The passive patches will deliver drugs directly through the skin using microneedles, and then the active patches maintain a drug reservoir, which can deliver drugs over a more sustained period of time, but also control the dosage of that drug, giving much smoother controlled dose escalation and de-escalation. We can contextualize that data as well through the use of a mobile phone and put it alongside activity and put it alongside experiential responses from the individuals. The first clinical areas we're going with the active patch are in chronic pain management, GLP-1 antagonists, and also in allergy to replace sublingual immunotherapy.
So basically, every year after knee surgery or hip hip surgery, you're sent back home and you have no idea what's going on. So you have no data, no visibility, you don't know if it's healing well, or you have infection that's developing silently inside of your body. And so what if there could be a way that it tells you how you're actually healing? Now, this is the best implanted knee sensor in the world, Canary Medical. It's clinically proven, but it stays with the battery inside of your body. We try to have a different approach. So we developed something that's 250 times smaller, that goes inside of an existing implant, and it can tell you how you're actually healing without having a battery inside of your body. So imagine you have a smartwatch and you're seeing how you're recovering in terms of steps, stride length, etc. But we can tell that to you at the implant level, and if you're actually well on track, if you have an infection that can develop, if you have to go to the ER visits, etc.
The pattern across these innovations, you're moving from reactive to predictive. You don't wait for the problem to become severe, you catch it early. You adjust in real time.
We develop a platform, imagine like a job site where you can deploy your digital staff for hospitals. We're powered by AI, as is everything nowadays. In the background, you can see Milo, who's one of our first employees, and he is responsible for translation and multilingual clinical settings. The platform is deployed by the IT department of the hospital. We build, let's say, pre-defined agents, and then long-term, the hospital will be able to develop their own solutions. I think Milo is one of the most successful use cases. We have currently 4 pilots, and we started in December. So I think for healthcare, it's a pretty good speed.
The problem which we're trying to solve is very simple. Today, when you develop a medicine, it costs almost $1 billion to bring it to the market. And before it comes to the market, you have nearly 1,000 candidates, starting with animal testing before it goes to human testing. But most of the medication which has been viable for animal testing fails in humans. But it doesn't have to be this way, because today, when you do animal testing, you don't really look at all the side effects, all the psychological and physiological side effects. And if you were to do that, actually 85% of the medication developed for rodents could be transferable to humans. So you need better sensors. And this is what we do. We are basically a research enabler. We provide the sensors, the data, the AI. Our researchers basically validate the animal models, the medication models, and the translation intelligence from mouse to man. The medicines, but we also reduce the amount of animal testing which is needed, because it's a much higher quality, which is also good what you want to achieve. So this is LabMouse AI.
That requires better data, better sensing, better feedback loops, which is why all these companies exist in the first place. Here's what's interesting. Every single problem being solved at this conference exists because of a constraint. Constraint of time, constraint of data, constraint of access. Remove the constraint and the problem often solves itself. That sounds simple. It is not. It requires understanding where the constraint actually is. Most people optimize the wrong thing. These people found the right bottleneck and they're working it. That's the real innovation, not the gadget, the friction removal. What you realize after 2 days in Basel, the future of healthcare isn't one breakthrough. It's thousands of small breakthroughs. In how you deliver drugs, in how you monitor recovery, in how you reduce administrative burden, in how you predict drug failure early. Each one removes friction. Each one makes the system slightly less broken. Separately, they're incremental. Together, they are changing medicine. And they're all happening in the same city, at the same conference, and built by people who are neighbors. That proximity matters more than we talk about. Thank you so much for watching this special episode of Tech Anatomy in Basel. I'll see you soon.